Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. I love that sound. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I lied. I was going to do a morning show, and then I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know what I want to talk about. So I had to peruse the news a little bit to get something to talk about. You guys, I'm kind of switching around my layout too. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Below here, whatever. And thank you, Angie B, for being here to moderate today. Appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you guys that are here. Plead the Fifth. Just Mikes, Marie Arnold, Kaleida Hope, Anna Morris. Hello. Always enjoy your emails, Anna. And last but not least, the Audra D. Welcome, guys. The devil.
The devil.
Tonight. All right. Hopefully all the sounds work for you guys and you can hear everything as we go through today's stream. So just to give you guys a little update. Hey, Mary P.
Brian Koberger.
Let me know if you guys can hear the sound bites. But we have above me here, this is going to be up in our streams now from here on out because this is going to recognize y'all. So we don't have super chats and all that shit. But I'll tell you what, I am working my damnedest to make this stream the best that we can. Hi, MK. The devil is dancing tonight. Speaking of the devil, you guys, I got the best interview tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow I am going to be interviewing someone who has over 20 years of law enforcement experience and some other expertises. And we're going to be recording this episode for y'all tomorrow. And then I'm going to be dropping it for you. I don't know when yet because I'm going to have to edit and all of that good stuff. But good stuff happening. We're going to be diving into the Daybell case, I believe. So this is going to be a great interview. This is my first time having an expert in the field, someone who's real, not someone who's hit me up, with a Gmail saying, hey, yeah, this guy I know is an expert in his field, and then I find out he's not. Well, no, this is the real deal. This was a promotion company. It's cool. Yeah, it's really cool. We are moving up in the world, you guys. So please share my podcast out as soon as we get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to have so much more control over what happens here on YouTube because I'll have someone that I can talk to in real time. So I just appreciate all the subscribers and all the people that are liking. And no, it's not Chris M. Cheers, Lady Banjo. I am having my Coke Zero, but cheers to you and your Pepsi. All I wanted was a Pepsi, just one Pepsi. And she wouldn't give it to me. Just a Pepsi. All right, let's get into today's show, shall we? Ooh, that's interesting, Mary. Let's talk about that offline. I don't know really. I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out, but like I said, I'm one motherfucking person. Yikes. All right, let's get into today's show. So we're going to be talking about Disney, which is not one of my favorite topics, to be honest with you. First, I'll start off by saying that, I took my kids to Disneyworld growing up. When they were little, they went to Disneyworld quite a few times. It got to the point where it lost its luster for me. I feel like this is my personal feeling. I feel like it's overpriced. I feel like it's overrated. And low-key, I'm not a huge fan of dumping my pockets at Disneyworld. Back in the day when the tickets were like $25 and it was, something that normal families could go do, But now you got to be loaded, or you've got to spend, your life savings to go to fucking Disney World. And there's some cool things there, but to break the bank like they make you break the bank, I think it's an atrocity. And I think that family friendly things shouldn't break the bank like that. So that's my personal thoughts. My kids liked Disney, like some of them more than others, the Mickey thing and stuff like that. And I love the old Mickey cartoons and I love the nostalgia of Disney, but I don't like what it's become. I don't like what I'm seeing, especially today. I was like, what is going on? It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to unpack this, so I need your guys' help. So we're going to walk through this together. And it starts out with DeSantis, okay? So Governor DeSantis has gone after Disney, and personally, I think it's about tax dollars, right? Because Disney had their own entity. They were their own police force, their own zip codes, their own everything. They were separate basically from the state of Florida. So like you could basically put them on their own little island, and it seems like that's what they were living. So then DeSantis changes that, and now he makes them pay taxes, and they're going to be part of any other business. Hello, Miss Nightbot. So anyways, that's all political now, right? But people want to say, oh, they've made it political. No, they didn't make it political. Whoever made the decision to give Disney this free pass is who made it political. So in my opinion, we need to go back in time and see who did that stupid thing for Disney. And why? Why did Walt Disney get this special treatment? Because he brought all these jobs? Because he brought money? I don't know. I've never dove into Disney because, quite frankly, I don't want to. I appreciate Walt Disney's creativity. I appreciate what he created 100%. I have always been enamored with Walt Disney and his, what he's brought. I don't like what it's become, but I like what he started, and I like his vision and his advance in technology and bringing the rides and the exhibits and whatever you call them, exhibitees. I don't want to know any more than that. And I feel like with everything that I have dove into, there's always something that turns me off. And that's why I've just no, I'm not diving into Disney. I don't want to know. What I've seen in the news is bad enough for what it's become as far as pedophilia and all of that. But anywhere you have a big attraction that attracts all these little kids, you're going to have pedos because they go where the kids are, right? So that's a large scale. Damn, I can be around millions of kids. Millions of kids. Or I can be a pastor at a church of the church group, and I can be around a handful. I mean, they have different calibers of these creepos. Some of them may not have taken a leap to do anything that they've fantasized about, but working around those kids and having that in their face is dangerous, in my opinion. So with the free pass, which I still think it's a free pass, and I think there was more shit going on behind the scenes that was getting Walt Disney to where it ended up. I believe it was always political, and I think it remains political, and I think that's gross, and I don't think that kids belong in any kind of political bullshit. So I hope that Disney pulls out of Florida, to be honest with you. I have no desire to take my granddaughter there. None. And it's sad because she loves the princesses and she loves the castles. And I get it. She's a baby. But you know what? I low-key don't promote it. And it's not because I'm against it. I just literally I'm not a fan of it. I've never seen all those princess movies. I mean, you know, like I'm not a huge like collector. I don't have every princess movie. Like I just never did that with my daughter. She went through the dress up phase, and I think it's cute to have them dress up like princess. You know, it's using their imagination. But when you get to where it's political and there's this kind of garbage, which I'm about to show you right now, I wouldn't even want to bring my kids there. I don't want my grandkids there. Why? If you pull up to Disneyworld like people did today or yesterday or whenever this came out, and you see this kind of garbage, I mean, this is absolutely appalling. I don't care what, you know, and it's like, I don't even want to analyze what these people's message is because quite frankly, I don't care. And that's where I'm at. Like at first I was like, oh my God, like I need to figure out what their message is. Like, are they there to make DeSantis look bad? Are they there? I don't care. I really don't. Because I'm going to tell you something. Whatever the reason is for this, whatever the outcome is going to be of this, the bottom line is these people, whoever they are, whoever they stand for, whatever kind of fuckery they're doing, they don't care about kids because Walt Disney World is for fucking kids. And this is what they're doing because they can. So I don't know if this is real or if this is propaganda, but it's fucking dumb. And this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's just dumb. I feel like this is akin to, you know, the people that stand out there in front of the fucking cell phone companies. Free phone today. I mean, it's a fucking joke. But we've got kids that are pulling into this complex and seeing this garbage. This is where politics have gone. This is why I haven't followed politics. Because A, you don't know if they're hired to make DeSantis look bad. Because this is all DeSantis related. Like, this isn't just about Disney anymore. Because now DeSantis is running for president. So, dude, you're going to see him. You're going to see swastikas next to DeSantis' name. You're going to see all kinds of propaganda. And I think that we have to be aware before it hits us full force, man. When we're in this full out damn election and there's debates and we're all, you know, talking about it and shit like that. We have to be aware of this garbage before it gets crazy. So you're starting to see little breadcrumbs of what's to come with this election next year. It's going to be terrible. It's terrible. And I don't even know if these people are necessarily Nazis. They might just be putting out a propaganda message. And they did what they wanted to do, didn't they? So not only are they holding swastika flags, but look at this shit. Y'all, you can't make this up. This is just ridiculous. And we just have to be smarter than that. So look at this. And I'm not downing anyone who is like all about Disney. I get it. I get there's a huge following. There's like an actual like cult of Disney people. And I understand. I'm not putting any of that down. Like personally, it's just not for me. Personally, it's just not for me. But take a look at this photo. This is on South Route 535, right in front of Disney, same place. So we have DeSantis 2024 flags. Big surprise. Big surprise. This is supposed to be Republicans. This is supposed to be DeSantis supporters. Bullshit. I'm calling 100% bullshit. This is trying to fuck with the minds of people who support DeSantis. If you support DeSantis, you're supporting these fucks. It's Trump all over again. If you support Trump, you support those fucks that broke into the Capitol. No, that's not how it goes. You can support a candidate and not support the propaganda that people put out about them. And I just feel like it's bullshit. Look at what they put on Mickey's head. Kids are driving past this garbage. Why are these people not being arrested? Is this not illegal? What's going on here? I don't know whose picture that is on that butt fucker thing. But these people should be in jail. Look at this dude with the bullhorn. What the fuck is he doing? He's bullhorning like an idiot. And then we've got these idiots who won't even show their faces. Like, get the fuck out of here. Look at this guy. He's got like some Halloween ass friggin', look, like Lincoln Halloween beard or some shit. Uncle Sam beard. Like, show your face, dude. If these people were true white supremacists who believed in this cause, they would show their face. Because the people who believe this shit, the people who believe this garbage are proud of it. They're proud of it. They don't care if you see their face. They don't care. But there is a lot of things that are a problem with Disney, such as pedophilia, such as them hiring pedophiles. Got a huge problem with no accountability on hiring pedophiles to work around children. Huge fucking problem with that. There was an army of fake patriots who were actually CIA, not patriots. I believe it. I believe it. Don't believe the hype, you guys. Don't knee jerk. Let's try not to knee jerk in this next election. Because I'm not even saying I'm pro DeSantis, but this is just garbage. This is just garbage. And I refuse to fall for it. I refuse to be knee jerking, falling for this bullshit. Because if these people were proud of what they believed in, like the true white power people are, they'd show their face. But then again, the KKK never showed their face either, did they? In public. I don't know. It's a pretty edgy topic. But you know what? I think it needs to be talked about because I see a lot of madness coming up. You guys, look at our news now. Look at Tucker. Look at what happened to Tucker. Look at what's happened to Alex Jones. Look at all these things that have happened. And now we have an election coming up. Mary P. Nope, I disagree. If DeSantis is not full-throated saying I don't support Nazis, he's culpable. He's culpable. Why? Because someone chose to hold his flag. So if I'm culpable, if you go to CrimeCon and you're wearing a J is for Justice shirt and you act like an asshole, I'm culpable for that? No. He's not responsible for what these idiots do. And that's what's wrong with everybody is that they think he owes an explanation for what these idiots are doing. He doesn't. And I'm sorry, any company that allows pedophilia or sneaks pedophilia into their movies, not a fan. Not a fan. Sushi Sue. I got Sushi Sue to come out of the woodwork today. What's up, Sush? Sush is always quiet, but sends me lots of stuff and keeps me educated. I'm glad I got you out of the woodwork today, Sush. Mm-hmm. I mean, Disney has done so much that shows they don't care about being edgy with pedophilia or crossing a line with pedophilia. Any of that, anything close or even remotely to that. Nope. And now they're calling him DeSatan. Okay. Now they're calling him DeSatan. So now he's already got a nickname from this garbage of about 5 or 6 people. I mean, why should he address this? I mean, it's a catch-22. It's like me addressing every bad comment that comes in my chat. Should he address everything that someone does that's against him? He's going to be an awfully busy man. He won't be able to campaign for his presidential election if he's busy dealing with this kind of bullshit and saying, oh, I don't support it. You don't do that. You don't do that. I don't think that he has any obligation to speak for what these 10 people are doing. But I think we have an obligation to look through this shit and see it for what it is, and maybe look from another angle, right? And you know what, Jenny W? It's sad because so many people feel that way, and I think that's what they want. We had the COVID lockdown. We had, remote learning, remote working. Then we had all these motherfuckers. I love my New Yorkers, but we had like 300,000 of you come down during COVID. And then our rent went up, and then everything went up. Food, everything. And Florida blew up overnight. And now Florida's under attack. Look at this crap. We did not have lockdowns. We didn't have to wear masks, but we did. That's how it was here. That was the culture of Florida through COVID. And this is the bullshit that is coming after it. Disney is sketch, in my opinion. But this is not pro DeSantis. If you look at this and you think these people are really pro DeSantis, no. They're putting him in a position just like you want him to be in, Mary. These people have put him, and they want to put him in an uncomfortable position before this campaign has even began. And I don't think that's fair. I think it's bullshit. And I think it's just another political tactic of the left versus the right. And I think it's bull. And I think that this place should remain a place for children. And if it means they put gates to where these kids don't have to see this kind of bullshit, that's what they do. But come on. This is like having this kind of bullshit at the entrance of a daycare center. And you know what? He deserves it for betraying Trump. How do we even know that's real? You guys can't. If you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. Do you really think that they're feuding like that? Or do you think it's possible that it could be fake? I'm not saying it is, but it's possible. Knee jerk has to stop. There's too much fake stuff out there for us to be knee jerk anymore, in my opinion. We are, Mandy, flattery will get you everywhere, baby. Thank you. We have to stick together and not fall for this kind of bullshit because this is dividing us, right? The middle class, normal people who don't have tons of shit and we're not shitting money. We're barely getting by because of all this stuff that's happened to us over the past 4 years. We have to stick together and not be torn apart by this bullshit. I follow it as far as I want to follow it, Joe. And Disney should be, yes, absolutely, love of God. Disney should address this. Why should DeSantis have to address this? It's not on his front door. So they can hold up a DeSantis sign and then it's his fucking fault? No way. No way. Disney should be, have they had a press conference yet? Who's the CEO of Disney? I want to see what he's got to say. Does he back this? Or did he pay these guys? I just don't understand it. We all are middle class people. We all have children, and we all want our children to grow up safe. I think we all have that in common. We all want to see child predators stopped. We all want to see trafficking stopped. We want to see good things happen for our kids. We want to see our kids' future better. But we're torn by politicians, men in suits, who could give a fuck less about me and you. Y'all, we're the moms of this generation. And the grandmoms and the great-grandmoms of the next ones to come. And we're still, following what these men in suits tell us to think, and we make it divide us. And you know what? With all the child predator shit going on right now, that's what moms should be banning together to fight. To fight. And I think a lot of shit's going to come out. I think you're going to see Hollywood torn like you've never seen Hollywood torn up. I really do. I think that you're going to have so many independent entrepreneur actors, writers, performers, musicians managing their own careers for once, instead of leaving their careers and their money and their livelihood to the men in suits. We really don't need to know where it's coming from, because propaganda has been there since the beginning of time. And the more that we focus on where it's coming from, we know where it's coming from. It's coming from the powers that be. We don't need to know party lines. It doesn't matter. Does it matter if it's coming from the Republicans? No. Because do we really have a choice? It's going to be either a Republican or a Democrat that gets in. It's just the way it is. To wish for something more is great. That's wonderful. But it just isn't going to happen, especially now. So who really cares where it comes from? They're both liars. They both put out propaganda about each other. But for us to sit here dumbed down and go, oh, I'm going to choose I'm a Republican because I don't think gays should get married. You know, shit like that. Shit like that. What's up, Disneyland? I'm talking about your favorite place. The happiest place on earth. But this is designed, in my opinion, to make DeSantis look bad. Let's move on. So his granddaughter is actually why I saw this. She said that her grandfather would be spitting in his grave if he saw this today. So I don't know, because I refuse to dig into Walt Disney. I'm gonna go with sticking my head in the sand, and I'm going to believe that he's frozen because he wants to come back and make really cool stuff. No, Disneyland, you're good. You're good, babe. You're good. Should I change my name and come back? Absolutely not. I love Minnie and Mickey. Do you know why Disney hasn't been canceled? They'll never get canceled. Money, money, money. Listen, Linda, rent has almost doubled in my area of Florida. Multiple families are having to live together just to make it. Food, gas, clothing, everything has gone up. Yep. And I see that, I don't know. I think that Florida is going to be for the rich pretty soon. You know, it used to be where people could have two homes and manage their cheaper home down in Florida and have their home up north. And it's just not possible anymore. Unless you had parents or grandparents who were, you know, you're lucky enough to have that in the family and trickle it down. Buying a new house here, unless you can build it with your own hands, even supplies are expensive. It's craziness. And I think Florida is going to be for the rich. I think I'm going to be moving up in the hills of Tennessee. Make room for me on Ben Hill Road, because I'm a-coming. Tom Campbell says that Walt Disney was a known Nazi sympathizer. Oh, man, that's a lot to unpack, too. Of course I love you, Disneyland. Back then, compared to now, like, we hear Nazi sympathizer, like, and we go, oh, it's another thing that we've been programmed to do. That's why they're standing there with Nazi flags. Right? It's shocking. You bring up Nazi. Oh, we can't talk about that. You know, he's a Nazi sympathizer. We don't know what it was like to live through that time. Do you know the propaganda that they probably had back then? Cut the dude a sprout, man. Cut the dude a sprout. Maybe he saw that his own government was fucked. at the time? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what this dude heard or saw. We don't know what he saw within his own government. Fuck. I can't judge it. Because I'm telling you right now, I figured like diving into the history of our country and all of the classified documents that have now been declassified. Wow, man. I mean, there's a lot that, people were called conspiracy theorists about when they weren't conspiracies at all. So I'm not so quick to jump on he was this big, Hitler sympathizer. I can't. I have to err on the side of caution that they had fucking tons of propaganda, and you just can't, imagine what kind of stuff he saw or heard and experienced in his life. That's why I'm living on the Oregon coast. Cost of living so high. California fires and money has made it unaffordable for most. Yeah, I think California has been like that for a long time, right, Flo? Like up in the Panhandle, I don't know if because Panhandle is a little bit different. Panhandle is kind of like more being in like Alabama than it is Florida. So I don't know what the prices are up there. I'm sure they've gone up too. Just anywhere you have the ocean too, it's going to be crazy. So glad you are having this conversation. It's important. I do think things are more devious and connected than you are giving MAGA credit for. I think everything's connected. I don't think it's just MAGA. I don't think it's just MAGA. Come on. It's both sides, dude. They go hard for each other. They both are just... And that's why I don't go after one or the other. They all suck. They all suck, and none of them care about us when it comes down to it. They care about their pockets. They care about their pockets. They don't care about us. Just like Michael Jackson said, right? What did Michael Jackson say? What did he say? Where is it? I had it already. Because I love this freaking song, and it couldn't be more true. Oh my gosh. Epic fail on this one. Here it is. So fucking true. So anyways, let's get into more of what we have about Disney, Ron DeSantis, and everything in between. Here is, God. An actress called Florida Governor Ron DeSantis a Ku Klux Klan leader while on stage during Sunday night's Tony Awards. So here we go. Here we go. It's already beginning. The attacks left to right. Fuck these people and all their bullshit. You know, we should be getting facts about what they're going to do for our fucking kids. We should, excuse my language, but we should be getting facts about what they're going to do about why we can't afford groceries. They should be talking about these things, but no, they're not, because they don't care about us. These are the issues we care about. We care about being able to pay our rent and our mortgage and put food on the table. Not having to debate whether we're going to have hot dogs or fucking, you know, that are beef or full of pig eyelids. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Patrick? The J Crew. I like that. I don't know what Disney did or didn't do in his life. But I really don't want to know. All right. So here we go. So this is the first thing that I have heard. Let me get my headphones. Oh, God. And then we've got the migrants thrown into this. You know, these little kids just being dropped off random places. And people think this is fucking funny. It's not funny. It's not funny to drop off children. Here we go.
He is doubling down on his threats of legal charges after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis sent 2 migrant flights to Sacramento. Florida officials have confirmed DeSantis' involvement with the flights, and Newsom alleges that those migrants were forcefully relocated without consent. Bogus. Newsom telling Politico, quote, "We are very serious about pursuing action if the facts dictate it, and Mr. DeSantis should know that."
You know, this is just party lines arguing, and they don't care about us. Right. Oh, yeah. Did you see what suit Biden's wearing? Who gives a fuck? Tell me how you're going to make the world better for my granddaughter when I'm gone. Tell me how she's not going to have to worry about her children, you know, having teachers and coaches that are pedophiles. Tell me how you're going to fix that problem. Then maybe I'll vote for you and care about what the fuck else you say. Because when you talk about this kind of bullshit, I don't care. Talk about what affects me. They don't care what affects us. They just want to get us all riled up. Because you know what? If we all didn't fall for this shit and didn't feud over it, they don't want us all on the same side, you guys. That's why it's so stupid to fight and lose family members and friends and loved ones over politics. They don't care. They don't care. So stop fighting about it. I get that people have strong beliefs, and that's okay. But if you don't recognize that they're playing on your strong beliefs in order to keep us all at odds with one another, you're crazy. You're crazy. Because if we all got along, that includes black and white cultures respecting each other. All of us. Could you imagine the force we would be to be reckoned with? They don't want those racial lines. They don't want that to be melted into one another. And I don't care if you're on the left or the right, they don't want it. Because if they get that, we all get along. Why do you think Martin Luther King was killed? Why do you think all of these things have happened over the past 50 years? Because they keep that separation. Because if we all said, you know what, fuck y'all. We want to eat. We want to be able to send our kids to college. We want to be able to have, you know, nice things and not break the bank just to put a steak on the table if we want to have a steak barbecue. We would outnumber the motherfuckers. So they don't want us to get along. It's sad. And we've all fell for it for too long. And I think that we need to take a step back and look at history. Look at what has gone on over the past 100 years. Shit, look at the past 50 years. And then tell me you still want to fall for this crap. Listen to the Tuckers. I don't care if he's on the right. That's how they get you to not listen to the truth, right? They turn people who are on the right off from people who are on the left that are speaking truth. Then they do the vice versa, right? Because they don't want you to listen to Tucker because he speaks some truth. They don't want you to listen to him. He's crazy. He's a Trumper. Who cares? Facts, people. Facts. Don't let them separate all of us. That's all I'm saying. Woo! I needed to get that off my chest because I can't stand it. I can't stand to see people feuding and fighting over men and issues that you have zero control over. But what you do have control over is your local area, your bubble. You have control over your bubble. So make your bubble the best it can be. Don't knee jerk. Don't knee jerk. All right. Moving forward. Oh, shit. Okay, so this is what's wrong with everything. This is continuing the divide. Denise Benton, and Broadway actress known for her role in Natasha and Pierre and The Great Comet of 1812, was presenting an Excellence in Theater Education Award from Carnegie Mellon University before she launched the political attack. She said, "Hi, I'm Denise Benton, actor and proud CMU alum." Earlier tonight, CMU and the Tony Awards presented the 2023 Excellence in Theater Education Award. And while I am certain that the current Grand Wizard, governor of my home state of Florida, Benton began before being interrupted with cheers and applause. See that? I don't know who this girl is, but that's all she had to do was do the Grand Wizard, whoops. Shame on her. She's no better than the people standing here at the entrance of motherfucking Disney World. She's just as bad keeping the divide because this is what both parties want. It's what they want. They're both evil, in my opinion, to do this to the people. Benton continued to mock the Republican. Now, why is this even... See, this is where we've lost our class in what we expect. If I go to some fucking award show for some actress on Broadway, I don't give a fuck about what she thinks of the president of Florida. And why doesn't someone say that? I don't care what you think, or the governor of Florida, rather. Was that a Freudian slip? But why doesn't someone say, "Hey, lady, we don't give a fuck what you think about him"? You know why? Because they've made us feel so scared to talk about race and the culture and the divide. That's why they've made us scared. And we can't be scared to call out wrongness on both sides. It's bad. I just feel like doing this is no better than the other. I mean, the 76th annual Tony Awards. Do you think they've ever had fuckery like that talked about? Let's watch.
Tonight, CMU and the Tony Awards presented the 2023 Excellence in Theater Education Award. And while I am certain that the current governor of my home state of Florida will be changing. Please.
Look at these idiots. You know what? Take note of every idiot that is clapping to this. Who claps to this? Oh, I just love seeing everybody divided. I mean, talk about propaganda right here. Fuck directly off with your clapping at this bullshit. People should be saying, this is not why we're here. I'm not here to hear you talk about this or make inappropriate comments. I would have booed her off the stage. Shame on these people. Look at this girl's doing nothing. She's almost standing up for the shit. Yeah! Woo! What the fuck is it? It's just more divide. And both sides are guilty of it. Both of them. Sorry, it's not appropriate to call DeSantis the Grand Wizard. Just like this is fucking sickening. See this? Oh, she just backed up what's going up on at Disney, didn't she? She just solidified this must be true. Because she said it, and look at all these celebrities. Yes, girl, yes. She should be there accepting an award and gracious for the fact that she got the award.
Be changing the name of this following town immediately. We were honored to present this award to the truly incredible and life-changing Jason Zembic Young, enhancing the lives of students at South Plantation.
Changing what? Does anyone know what this girl is talking about? She's an actress. What is she talking about? Oh, my God. Don't even get me started on country music. What a joke. Talk about someone rolling in their grave. Johnny Cash, I'm sure, is spinning like a fucking break dancer over this bullshit they call country music. Especially the shit that's on, what is it called? The Voice, or not The Voice, American Idol or whatever. Okay, so that's the fuckery from there. And then, of course, then we have the media, right? They do stuff like that, and then they start reaching out to the governor's office, and then they're like, oh, he didn't comment. But you know what? Just because DeSantis stood up for traditional family values, he's being labeled all these things. Well, I mean, not just. But you know what? If you don't like it, get out and vote the next time. I mean, I don't know what to say, but this is absolutely redonkulous. Right, we got to stop caring what Hollyweird thinks and what they're like. Oh, if they. Oh, look at this one. Oh, the Tonys. I'm sorry. The Tonys got really classy back in 2018 when Robert De Niro took the stage and yelled, "Fuck Trump," to huge cheers. See that? So the Tonys got really classy back in 2018. What a bunch of babies. What a bunch of babies. Why can't she use her platform? That wasn't her platform. That was an awards show's platform. If she wants to spout her bullshit, I don't have any problem with her having a YouTube channel. But she's there to accept an award. She wasn't asked about Ron DeSantis. She should have been gracious, accepted the award, been gracious about it, and sat the fuck down, in my opinion. It's got nothing to do with her color, and it's got nothing to do with Ron DeSantis. She's not obligated to give her opinion at an acceptance speech for an award. If she wants to have her own platform, get your own platform. That ain't her platform. It was her platform that night, that year. Next year, it might be someone else. So she doesn't own that platform. And she doesn't have the right to get up there and make that platform something political when it's strictly something to celebrate someone's talents. Stupid. Politics are being brought into every avenue and we just accept it. Stupid. It's so they touch every person out there, right? They go to Broadway shows, they're going to hear the bullshit. They go here, they're going to hear the bullshit. Absolutely, Jill. It should stay for what it is. If we stopped letting politics into every realm of our lives, we wouldn't have all this bullshit. This is why I would rather follow true crime than fucking politics. It's yucky and gross, and none of it is put out there for our well-being, to educate us on our candidates. You know, long gone are the days when we would have a fact-checking sheet of what our candidates really believe or what they stand for. It's all fuckery. Tom Campbell, I couldn't agree with you more. All right, next one. So, yeah, I mean, congratulations to her, to Danae Benton. on her award, but I'm sorry. This is shameful, and it only creates more problems. Now, here is another thing that we want to talk about. So now we're into the racial, things, and I don't claim to know all of this shit, but I know what I see, and I'm able to decipher some things. So if you look at this, Supreme Court won't review North Carolina's decision to nix license plates with the Confederate flag. So let me tell you this. I was talking with a friend of mine who happens to be black. And you know what she said about this? And it really made me think, like, wow, obviously I'm not black, and I don't know what it's like to be black, and I appreciate her insight anytime I can get it, because I don't want to even go there and guess or assume, because that's bad. You can't do that. If you're white, you can't assume what it would be like to be black. I'm sorry, you just can't. Because you just can't. So anyways, she said to me, let them have that. Let them have the fucking Confederate flag. Because taking it away only makes them more angry. The people that, don't want it taken away, it makes them more angry, and it makes the racial divide worse. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of these things being taken away as a tactic that actually makes the divide worse? What do you think of that? I didn't follow Maddie Kingsbury. I'm sorry, Anne. There's lots of division everywhere. But, don't you think when they make these big deals like, we're going to take down this statue, it just sparks that, it puts that jab into the black people. And it kind of makes them relive all that shit. And it gets everybody fired up. I don't know if it's something positive or not. I'm still on the fence. I don't like them getting, people fired up, and I don't remember anybody really saying hey, we want all the rednecks and people in the South to get rid. And I'm being facetious when I say rednecks, but we want them to all get rid of their Confederate flags. I feel like it just made problems worse, and I feel like it was almost done with a certain agenda in mind. And if you notice that when all of that started happening, remember when COVID came in, we had riots at the same time. Why do you think that is? We need to learn from history, because all we did was just stick that dagger in and twist it and brought it all back up again. Because if we're rioting over here, we've got COVID and masks and lockdowns over here. So the big city's dealing with the riots, right? While the rest of the country's worried about, oh my God, we have to wear masks. My kids can't go to school, right? Think about it. Think about the fuckery that we have been introduced to over the past 4 years. It's insanity. What are you missing, Stephanie? Who's Stephanie? I don't see anybody named Stephanie in here. What am I missing? That's the question. It's like watching my teenage boys poke at each other until they want to go to blows. Right. Right. And the way they go about doing it, it just seems like it's set up for failure. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like it's set up to do any good. There's a man here in North Carolina who walked around with a huge Confederate flag, and he was not white. Right. And I think it's because maybe he was making a point. I don't give a fuck. Let them have their fucking flag. Because when you poke the bear, oh yeah, let's take all the Confederate flags away from the gun-toting, racist Southerners. Because that's a good fucking idea, right? That's a good fucking idea. If I'm black, I'm going to feel really safe. No, I'm going to feel like you're poking that fucking bear all over again. And now I've got to be even more defensive. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. There's a reason that they freaking killed Malcolm X, that they killed Martin Luther King. And they want you to believe that these guys were, so militant and so violent. They weren't. They weren't. I'm telling you right now, there's white men that lived through that time era that were way more violent and way more crooked. Who cares if Malcolm X was having an affair on his wife? Do you know how much worse shit was going on behind the scenes? It's nuts. It's nuts. There's... And I'm not one side or the other. I could give a shit less. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Independent. I don't care who you voted for. I'm for people surviving and weeding through the bullshit to get to the truth. And I think we all should be. So here is Disney. Here we go. This is from May 18th of this year. Disney pulls plug on a $1 billion development in Florida. So there we go. Here we go with them fighting back. We'll get you, Ron DeSantis. You're going to make us pay taxes and be accountable. This is what we're going to do. Well, you know what I say? Bye-bye. Fucking bye. So they're pulling this $1 billion development in Florida with a new office complex, relocation of a division from California. Good. Stay away. Would have created more than 2,000 jobs, but was scuttled as the company and Governor Ron DeSantis continue to feud. They were going to relocate all the Disney people from California to Florida. I'm glad it's not going to happen. We are overpopulated here already. Are you kidding me? Bringing California here? Fuck. Dude, this is going to be bad. This is your topic, Jammers? Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay. So in March, Disney called Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida anti-business for his scorched earth attempt to tighten oversight of the company's theme park. This is New York Times, near Orlando. Last month, when Disney sued the governor and his allies for what it called a targeted campaign of government retaliation, the company made clear that $17 billion in planned investment in Walt Disney World was on the line. Does the state want us to invest more, employ more people, and pay more taxes, or not? I'm sorry. They're dirty as fuck. Y'all gonna sit here and say, oh, DeSantis is so bad at Disney. Fuck Disney. They're playing the game just as hard, if not harder. And I don't want you guys to fight in here either. We're not fighting over politics. We are going to see things for as they are. We're going to try. We're going to try. Cat F. Those are really interesting. That is a really interesting point. Yeah. Speaking Disney, taking my daughter to see the new Little Mermaid. Why has it taken so long for a beautiful brown lead in a Disney film? Carolina, I don't know. Because they promote the divide. They promote the divide. Because we're dangerous if we all get along, y'all. If we all got along, we would be a force to be fucking reckoned with. We wouldn't be fucked with. We would be a force to be reckoned with, and they don't want that. They don't want that. It'll never happen. Let's see here. Let's see if DeSantis said anything. Oh, here, look at Gavin Newsom. Here we go with more politics. Disney, the door is open to bring back those jobs to California. the state that actually represents the values of your workers. Now, this dude's talking about values. You guys, you can't make this shit up. You cannot. Right, Tom Campbell, but the majority of us are too dumbed down to see it. What's up, Kevin Muser? Kevin Muser.
Yeah, they're loud and beefy.
Yep, he wants the Disney people. He can have them, dude. He can fucking have them. Ooh, I'm liking these ads already. Look at, I've got better ads. Look at, I'm getting Saks Fifth Avenue. Probably because I'm talking about fucking rich people. See this shit? OMG. Guys, this is why I'm getting this ad, because I was talking about the rich people and not being able to afford dinner. And look at this shit. Then I get Saks Fifth Avenue. Like, throw it in my face, algorithm. Summer ready style. This is my summer ready style because guess what? Everything's so fucking expensive. Who can afford it? But look at this shit. Classy. Classy because I talked about rich people. I got belts. I've got fedora hats. I've got loafers. And a nice plaid button down. Check that out. Yes, Mary P, that's my point. So this is kind of a preface to what Potato and I are working on with the fallout, given the fallout. It's all going to come down to educating yourself on how they've duped people in the past and not letting it happen to us again.
Given the fallout.
I mean, really? Look at this. Look at this. What is this suit? Who would buy that suit anyway? Oh, man. Alive. Okay. Okay, so actually back to this thing here. The Confederate flag on the license plates. In 2021, the Department of Transportation sent the group, which is the group that wanted. Here, let's read the whole thing. The Supreme Court won't review North Carolina's decision to stop issuing specialty license plates with the Confederate flag. The court did not comment in declining to hear the case, which challenged the state's decision. The dispute was one of many the court said Monday it would not hear. It was similar to a case originating in Texas that the court heard in 2015 when it ruled the license plates are state property. The current dispute stems from North Carolina's 21 decision to stop issuing specialty license plates bearing the insignia of the North Carolina chapter of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. That is so sad. The chapter sued, claiming that the state's decision violated state and federal law. A lower court dismissed the case, and the federal appeals court agreed with that decision. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If these guys fought in this Confederate war, why should they not be able to commemorate that? If this chick can get up, this actress can take a moment of receiving an award at an awards show and make it political, why can't these veterans have commemorative license plates? So in 2021, the state sent the department sent the group a letter saying it would no longer issue or renew specialty license plates bearing the Confederate battle flag or any variation because the plates have the potential to offend those who view them. Bullshit excuse, in my opinion. Bullshit excuse, in my opinion. But Kevin, that's not fair to say, because straight people aren't ousted. Straight people weren't beat up for who they choose to love and who they're attracted to. Straight people, it's just like white people saying, that they understand what it's like to be black or something like that. They don't. Just like I can't understand what it's like to be gay. I mean, do you remember gay bashing? It was a thing in the 80s, and we're going to cover that in the fallout.
In the fallout?
Because people were beaten up, killed for being gay, right?
It's
No,
very
it's not.
white-sided.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not white
And
sided.
I love you, Kevin, but I think we have to be careful with that. Because if we haven't had any like suffrage, which we really haven't, due to our color. As a matter of fact, we've scathed through history being white, right?
It's
No, it's
very
not.
white-sided.
Look at the Native Americans. We have scathed through. We were horrible to them. Horrible. They fear veterans, but you know what? They created veterans. So that's what's fucked up. These boys were good enough to get out there on the front lines, right? They were good enough to lose and watch buddies die. They were good enough for that, but they're not good enough to keep the flag that was a matter of that time period. I mean, I can see, the context of it being used wrong, but that's not the context being used wrong. I don't think we should throw the baby out with the bathwater and get rid of the whole thing. Just get rid of it being used in the wrong context. That flag is not about burning black people on a cross. I mean, that flag stands for something else to the veterans. It changed their lives, and we have to recognize that, as well as have respect for it being used and perverted and used in the wrong way. Anything can be perverted if we let it. Okay, we've got more ads. Electric cars. Stop throwing away your Keurig with a girl with a Nirvana hat on crying. Like, why is she wearing a Nirvana hat and crying? Where'd that come from? I don't know. Then we've got berries. Oh, look. We've got beer. I love it. Oh, we've got money. Maybe that's... Oh, we've got a lot of things. A lot of messages in my ads today. All right. So then the next thing is this. Headline: Advantage DeSantis. Disney case to be tried by judge who once dismissed lawsuit against governors don't say gay law. Here we are. This is June 10th, 2023, and this is the last thing we're going to talk about with these politicians. Look at this. Most dangerous dog breeds? Like what? You know that there's something in Florida, the Villages, Daytona Speedway, and 5 more large areas with separate utilities. Why just Disney? I guess because people are standing with swastikas in front of Disney today. So that's why it's Disney. I know nothing about NASCAR having their own. NASCAR, as far as I know, doesn't have their own police force or their own zip codes. So I'm not sure about that. I'd have to look into that. I love you, Auntie Cheryl. What happened? Judge Mark Walker, who was originally presiding over the lawsuit filed by Walt Disney against DeSantis, recused himself last week, citing conflict of interest, as one of his third-degree relatives held shares of the entertainment giant. Incidentally, DeSantis lawyers had early clamored for disqualification of Walker on the grounds of prejudice. So now look, I'm just going to scroll down to the meat and potatoes of it. So now the new judge, Windsor. Windsor is a U.S. District Judge of the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Florida. He received his law degree from Auburn University and a Juris Doctor from the Frederick G. Levin School of Law, or College of Law. And he was nominated by President, look at Donald Trump in all bold, in April of 2018. So that's all people need to hear. The judge was appointed by Trump. It must be bad. Everything is political, but we as people have minds that don't have chips in them yet. And we have the free will to think for ourselves. Isn't that great? I think that's a wonderful concept. Think for yourself. Hells yeah. Hells yeah. What else do we have going on? Oh, we've got another thing to talk about here. We talked about Ted Kaczynski the other day, the Unabomber. I don't think NASCAR needs Confederate flags at the racetrack. Why do they need Confederate flags at the racetrack? The Confederate flag was from the Confederate War. What does NASCAR and Confederate War have in common other than they both take place in the South? Nothing. Get them out of there. We don't need to take something, a piece of history, and make it, pervert it and make it gross. Because that's what they did. They made it gross. Why would NASCAR need to celebrate the Confederate War at their races? Why? It's weird. Like, why do they symbolize that at the, like, it's America. Use the American flag. Why do they need to get their specialty flag in there? I mean, that would be like someone, you know, officially throwing in like the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. Like, why? You don't need to throw that in. It's history. It's not real time happening now. That was put into place in a moment in time in history. It's not the same meaning now because it's not the same time. It's not the same dynamics. There's nothing remotely the same about it. So keep it as a piece of history and let them commemorate the fucking vets that were a part of that war. We don't need fucking Confederate flags at NASCAR. They need a black and white checkered flag. It's a fucking race. For God-ass sakes, man, it's just stupid. I think people do want equality, Cheryl T. I just think that there's so much propaganda out there that separates us that we never get to the point where we can discuss equality because we're too busy like this before we can even get to a discussion. They wouldn't even discuss with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. We can't get to a discussion. Confederates are proud of their Southern history, and that's fine. It's what it is. It's history. But is it appropriate at a NASCAR race? No. Why do they need it there? Why do we have to fight about it? It doesn't need to be there. They need a black and white checker fucking flag, and they need an American flag because we're all Americans. Period. It's that simple. It's really that simple. It's the people that can't get past the fact that black people are equal to us and should be equal to us. Those are the people that are mad. I'm sorry. It is. And I'm just going to call it like I see it. If you're mad that NASCAR doesn't have a Confederate flag flying, you might just be racist. Because there's no reason to have it there. All it does is make black people feel more backed in a corner. Why would you want to do that to them? Why would you want them to feel like they have to be defensive all the time? Dude, give them a break. They've got everything. It's like they can't even get pulled over for a fucking speeding ticket without worrying about they're going to die. And this is the reality. Fuck NASCAR fans. NASCAR and Confederate flag should not go hand in hand, in my opinion. They have their own flag, right? NASCAR? Don't they have their own fucking flag? I think they do, because I think my ex-husband used to hang one. About made me barf, but I think he used... Yeah, look. This is the flags they should hang at NASCAR. Now, if people want to take this away from them, I can see them bitching. If someone says, oh, hey, you can't hang that flag at your NASCAR race. Okay. That would be weird, right? That would be something to bitch about. But NASCAR in the Confederate War? No. Have a veterans event where you honor the veterans of the Confederate War and have the flag there. This is the NASCAR flag. And that's the reason why they made one, right? Copyrighted, trademarked, all that bullshit. See a little trademark? Those are the flags. And the little checkered ones? I just don't know why. But if you're mad that they can't have a Confederate flag at NASCAR. I guess I'm wondering why. So let me know in the comment section below why you think they should be able to do that. Like, I don't think this girl should be able to take an awards ceremony and make it political. Why should NASCAR be able to make it political? Because we know that Confederate flag is intimidating. Is it not? If you were black, would you not be intimidated by a bunch of fucking white men with this Confederate flag hanging off the back of their trucks, drinking their Bud Light? I mean, let's face it. It's the truth, and it's not stereotyping. It's reality. I'd be fucking avoiding that shit as much as I could. Just saying. Just saying. I appreciate you guys hearing me out, but let's talk about Ted Kaczynski. Ted Kaczynski committed suicide, according to the news. You guys, why, after all these years, would Mr. Kaczynski decide to off himself? After decades in the hellish realm of the Supermax prison, why on God's green earth would they do that? They have black in NASCAR. What do you mean? They have black in NASCAR. But what I'm saying is it shouldn't really coincide. It's kind of dumb that it ever did. So it should have never been an issue, in my opinion. It's like going to a preschool graduation and I have a "Don't Tread on Me" flag. Like, it's just not appropriate. It's just not appropriate. But why, after all these years, jammers? Like, what's going on? What's going on here? All right, let me share my screen here. Here we have Ted Kaczynski in his blazer. But it says here that before his transfer to the prison medical facility in North Carolina, we have North Carolina again, he was found unresponsive in his cell early Saturday morning and was pronounced dead around 8 a.m. He was in the Florence Supermax prison since May of 1998. He was sentenced to 4 life sentences plus 30 years for a campaign of terror that set universities nationwide on edge. He admitted committing 16 bombings from 78 to 95. Let's get down to the. Damn it! This is like his. Look at this. Just wanted to hear about the. God, it's the same article. They call him an anarchist. Oh my God. Okay. Where in the hell is the suicide news? I had it pulled up. This is not the right article. Hold on, guys. We've got some deeds, I think, on how he was found. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's his AP. Okay, so it says that it's just weird that he was in this hospital. Okay, so in 2021, he had cancer. All right. So he was suffering from cancer. And they moved him to the facility in North Carolina, which is like the Bureau of Prisons hospital. And they have not said, they say for safety, security, and privacy that they will not share the specifics. We have no additional information to provide beyond this and the attached press release. So it says that this is what happened. At 12:25, he was pronounced at 8 a.m., But at 12:25 a.m. on Saturday, inmate Kaczynski, a Harvard-educated mathematician convicted of running a 17-year-old bombing campaign, was found unresponsive. And they said responding staff immediately initiated life-saving measures. Staff requested emergency personnel services, and life-saving efforts continued. Mr. Kaczynski was transported by EMS to a local hospital and subsequently pronounced deceased by hospital personnel. The Federal Bureau of Investigation was notified. No staff or other inmates were injured, and at no time was the public in danger. Mr. Kaczynski was an 81-year-old male sentenced in the Eastern District of California to a life sentence for transportation of an explosive with intent to kill or injure, mailing an explosive device with intent to kill or injure, and use of a destructive device in relation to a crime of violence. So he had cancer and then he killed himself. It's like widespread speculation world suggesting that he, like when Epstein was murdered, now they're saying that he was Epsteined. So it should be interesting to see what becomes of this, right? I don't know if we'll hear anymore, if that will just go down in history that Ted Kaczynski killed himself. Just doesn't make much sense to me, but hey, neither does much anymore, right? Yeah. All right, so let's see. What else do we have here? Let's see what else. Let's just peruse some news today. That kind of feels like the right thing to do. Okay. Let's go to Twitter and see what's new in the twits before we leave. The twits. Oh, look, I must have small boobs too. Twitter ad, can't make it up.
You're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Who are these people? Oh my God, this is going to be a shit show. Okay, so we have Uncle Luke from the 2 Live crew here. Okay, I follow him on Twitter. He just retweeted this. He says, hold on. Let me get this bigger so you guys can see it better. Uncle Luke. So this is going to be a shit show. It looks like, hold on. I thought Ron DeSantis passed a law that you cannot protest in the state of Florida. Are you guys going to put everyone in jail, or do you only just put black people in jail when they protest police shootings? Miami Police Chief Morales says police are planning for anywhere from 5,000 to 50,000 people to show up at the Trump arraignment in a downtown Miami Fed courthouse. They do not plan to separate sides or restrict access to public spaces. That's how the First Amendment works. What? See what I'm saying? See? He's right. Are you going to throw them all in jail? What are they creating? What are they talking about? They're not going to separate people. They're just going to let them go at it in Miami? Holy shiz.
It's very white-sided.
This is dangerous. We're going to see. This is bad, guys. I don't like that. I don't like that. Should we do the latest Grady? Should we do the latest Grady thing? Yeah, this is some bullshit. Wow. Let's just throw it all out there. Let's arrest Trump, who's probably the most hated man by the left. Spokane High School is on lockdown. What is going on? Let's see. our building's lockdown alarm was tripped and the building went into lockdown. Sounds like it was accidentally tripped at 8 a.m. Accidentally. Our building's lockdown alarm was tripped and the building went into lockdown. We were able to work with Spokane Sheriff and our district networking administrator to quickly determine that there was an electrical issue that could have stemmed from last week's thunderstorm. Okay, they had a thunderstorm last week and it just suddenly sparked the fucking lockdown alarm. See what I mean, guys? We don't get the truth. We don't get the truth. I love the rainbow, and I think that anybody that uses the rainbow for any purpose, my granddaughter loves rainbows. And you know what? And if I'm gay and I want to throw a rainbow flag in the air, fucking do it. That's the least of our fucking worries, man. We should all be embracing fucking rainbows because everything else is dark and gloom and doom. Fuck, at least when I drive through like a pride gathering, at least I see bright colors and people happy and doing nice things. I have never seen gay people have an event and it turn out awful and violent. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. Just saying. But yeah, it just accidentally tripped after a thunderstorm from last week. It just happened. Yep, Million Mile Club. Miami's going to be a shit show. Just wait for it. Wait for it. I mean, shit. With the depth of the Epstein shit that we hear about and all that, embrace bright colors, embrace happiness, because it's not the gay people that are the Epsteins. It's the ones that hide what the fuck they are and hide what they're doing. People that are proud and want to be accepted and get the same rights as everybody else are not the ones that are doing that. They're not. Gay doesn't equal pedo. It doesn't. Look at Combat Vet. Yay! I got Combat Vet embraced in the rainbow. And I'm not gay and I'm not, this big, person. But damn, I mean, let's look at things for what they are. I'd rather see bright colors and rainbows and people fucking having fun and eating food and listening to music than I would, see Nazi people at Disneyworld. Trans activists, dude, trans are like 1% or less of our population. They are not our concern. They are not our concern. It is concerning that these operations are happening to children who, aren't adults yet, but that would be the only thing that is okay with that, in my opinion. Or whatever. I don't even know that didn't even make sense. Well, I mean, when you say pride, it's because they were beat up before. So, like, if you go from being, like, gay and where there was bashing and stuff, and then you make, like, strides and you can be proud of who you are, that's what I mean. It's like being proud of who you are instead of ashamed of who you are and having to hide it. I mean, you guys, a lot of men that you see in politics and in suits are gay. They're married, but they're gay. And you know why? Because they're pussies and they aren't strong enough to say who they really are. And they're scared of the ones that are. They're scared of the men and women who can come out and say, I'm gay. Because they don't have the balls to do it. They sit in their suits behind their desk and they have these little affairs, these gay affairs and shit. But they do it and they stay married to their wives who probably know what the fuck's going on and they don't say anything. Because they just enjoy the money and the whatever fucking dinners they get to go to. So it's look at J. Edgar Hoover. And that's going to be our first episode in Given the Fallout. He had a partner his whole life. And he was like so mean about gay people when he was one of them. So fuck them. I want people to be who they are. And I want people to be proud of who they are. I don't want people to be worried they're going to get beat up. You know? We just got bigger fish to fry these days. We got bigger fish to fry than to worry about gay pride parades or whatever. In my opinion, anyways. My humble opinion. Oh, let's check out Pullman. Let's see what's going on in Pullman, Washington. Heads up, road construction. I want to get y'all's opinion. Oh, they did. What do you guys think of them doing shit like this? Officers would like to speak with this subject. They do it all the time. And I saw someone commenting like, hey, you probably shouldn't do this. Officers would like to speak with this subject relating to a recent theft from Walmart. So they put this dude's face and then hit the vehicle. But like, do you think that that's fair to do? You think that's fair game? Because then they just say, and then they follow up with this. Subject has been identified. Pullman proud. Like, what does that even mean? They do it all the time. Look at this one. What's this all about? Why is Ryan over here look like he's wearing a wig? And they brought them donuts. Aren't they supposed to be like offended by that or no? But here we have more. Oh, we've got a new cop. Welcome to Pullman. Like, what's this all about? Like, is this some kind of fucking joke? They just can't be doing this by accident, you guys. I just don't. How can they be that stupid? After the Moscow murders, are they still trying to creep someone out? I don't get it. Why would they have a picture like this? It's strange. And it's about crosswalks. More than 7,000 pedestrians lost their lives in traffic crashes. Be on the lookout for pedestrians. Pay attention, use crosswalks and sidewalks. And there's the diamond-shaped sole of a shoe. And then we have this, Memorial Day. Like, who's that? And I just wonder where they get their photos. It's just weird, the shit they put out. Here's another one. And this looks like, I mean, that's like the same type of dog that was supposedly skinned. Why are they showing that? In the garbage? Like, is that even... Look at this. Look at the dumpsters. They're hiring for code enforcement. Are they looking for shoes or talking about BK? Right. It's just weird. Are they still getting tips? Like, are they still... I don't know, man. It's just crazy. And then here's another one, 526. We have obtained surveillance videos of the vehicle associated with our pickpockets. Please reach out if you know anything about their identity or where we can find them. I mean, what kind of picture is this? Can you guys make this out? Oh, hey, it's a black blob. Hi, Leo. Oh, and here, this is the same people, the pickpockets. This female subject, 20 to 30, with a foreign accent, distracted a shopper at Safeway, while the male subject removed a wallet from her purse. Who are these people? And then they say they've been ID'd, and then we never see anything else. Anyways, okay, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna read some of your comments. Remember when Suzanne says, remember when you could have different political views, but the hate and deception wasn't there? Yeah, you mean like my parents were Republican, but my mom cried and was distraught when JFK was killed? Yeah, like that. I think we see what we want to see. Maybe, and maybe because I focus so much on all the details. But I see all those details and I'm like, they do too, though. Auntie Cheryl, that's what I mean. Like, they are the ones that were part of investigating the case. Why would they find it appropriate to put a diamond Like, that's just a weird picture. Like a diamond sole tennis shoe with only one showing when there was one footprint. I just feel like they should be more rehearsed on the case than I am. And if I'm picking it out, they should definitely pick it out. And it shouldn't be there. It's weird. It's like symbolism. Or they're trying to spook someone or get a reaction or get someone to comment. I don't know. I don't know what kind of tactics cops use, but maybe I can ask my guy tomorrow when I interview him, who has 20 plus years law enforcement experience and was a plainclothes officer in NYPD. Mr. J. Quinn, get it? Right. I mean, they should be more sensitive to it than I am. They're the ones that investigated the case. It's just kind of eerie. I mean, if I'm, you know, a family member and I'm perusing the Twitters and looking at Pullman's shiz, I don't know. But man, I had a good time. This was a great conversation, and I hope that you guys learned something or, you know, picked up something that maybe you didn't think of before. Yeah, or do we see what they want us to see because of conditioning? Yeah, I don't know. But thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be live again. Trying to get a schedule going on, so bear with me while I work out the kinks. But you guys are always appreciated, and if you would like to become a Patreon member, you can do so by clicking the link in the chat. I know the moderators have been putting it up. I appreciate all of you guys. And again, if you use the tips, this is what it's going to look like. I know it's different. See how it says greetings from sister? This is what it looks like when people tip the stream using www.j4j411.live. Okay? It's just like Super Chats. You can save your shit in there. You can make a login. You don't even have to leave the live. Like, you can still see the live stream when you go to the tip/merchandise/command page. I know Disneyland. I appreciate you staying here. I know you love Disney. And I definitely don't want to dog anyone who loves Disney, because I know there's things that are precious and there's memories from people's childhoods and it's attached to a lot of stuff. And that's why I think it's just so sick to make it political like it is, you know? So like I said, this is what, like, if you want to, just like a super chat, you know, when you want to say something, this is what it would look like. It's just a little bit different, and it's going to take some getting used to. So, and Leo became a Patreon member yesterday. Let's celebrate, Leo. Let's celebrate. This is what happens when you become a Patreon member, a lounge member, whatever you want to call yourselves. You are my loungers. But this is what it will show in the chat. So that is the thank you for joining the Patreon. So thank you so much, you guys. Yes, we have Summer Wells coming up. Is it 3 years already? So hopefully there's some movement in that very soon. So you guys dance it out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you guys soon. Oops. Oh, sorry. Whoops.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. Ain't nobody got time for that. You talk way too much.
Given the fallout from that.
Hey, bro, I ain't finished. I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing you're...
What?
I heard Eduardo with like a G.
wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time.